All right, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akrakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into a time of trouble. Alright, we're entering a time of trouble, which meaning, now's not time to be lazy. Now's not time to be a procrastinator. Remember, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to make you uneasy, uncomfortable, a lot of things. So there's you have to brace yourself for that, physically, spiritually, mentally. You got to get yourself ready for that, because we're entering times of when you're going to be uncomfortable, because remember, you're not going to have things your way, and then right after that, you're actually going to have actual bullets flying out here and bodies dropping. That's something that's coming to America's soil and to a city near you. This will happen very soon. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, so let's get that again from the top. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. At last, for that day is great. So we're entering that time of punishments, alright, judgments, so that none is like it, because this is also what we're going to read after we get done with this. This links up to that precept in Daniel chapter 12. Okay, we're entering a time like never before, so that none is like it. See that? So there's we're entering a time that there's none like it, because we're entering a time of just horrible dangers, troubles, pangs and sorrows, wars, death, and desolation. It's a time like never before, so that none is like it. Because this is we're entering a time in the planet Earth that the planet Earth has never seen. Because now look with technology and all that, helicopters out here, jets, drones, there's teams out here, everybody has a different decision, come on, there's a lot. You can just imagine how crazy it's going to be, when there was war, back in the ancient world, people, you had to literally take a sword to somebody, now people now, they don't even have to leave their living room, they can literally control a drone from their living room, they can literally shoot lasers from outer space. They can literally just, control guns and drones with an iPad. They don't even have to leave the living room. Imagine that. So imagine how this is it's a total different era, that where there's like bulletproof robot dogs out there, drones. It's a lot. So imagine that time. It's not just people just, going at it with one another. That's already crazy in itself, right? Like people fighting each other, trying to take each other out. And remember, they're not just fighting like a street fight, like, all right, let's just fight real quick. No, these fights are going to be till death. Remember, because people are going to be fighting for food, water, information, whatever, resources, maybe medical supplies. Because remember, when people are out here too, people are going to get stabbed, because... like in a fight, people get hurt, even professional boxers and UFC fighters, when they fight, they get knocked out, they get black eyes, they get bloody noses and all that, MMA fighters, they get kicked, they get knocked out, and those are professionals. Imagine people out here going at it, all right, but to death, because that's just a fight for like a sport, for MMA. We have UFC, boxing, right? But there's a ref there to stop it if it gets too crazy, right? and those fights still get bloody and crazy, you know. So how much more in the streets where people are fighting for their lives, not just because, hey man, you cut me off and what, you flipped me off? Oh come on, let's throw down real quick, you know. No, it's a time that people are going to be fighting for their lives, you know. So that's the difference. You see, people are going to be fighting for survival, you know. So can you imagine? It's and then on top of that, you know, throw AI on top of that, you know, militaries, agents, you name it. You know, I mean, a lot out here. Sleeper cells, you know, you got a lot gonna happen out here. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. So Jacob is our forefather. Okay, you know how we get, you know, because we're the Hebrew Israelites. That's our nationality. Okay, all right, but our we're Israelites. Okay, all right, but the Hebrew means from the past, and Hebrew is our language. So you know we're Israelites. You know, so you know the Israelites are a nation from the Middle East that consists of 12 tribes. All right, and how we get those 12 tribes is from the 12 sons of Jacob. Okay, from the 12 sons of Jacob. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See that? So, see that? So we're entering, remember, a time like never before, that there's none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, because it's going to be a bad time for you Israelites out here, but for the world, because the elites are going to shut down society. They're going to cause chaos so they can try to bring forth their new world order. And also, remember, the Lord is going to be judging people out here too, because we're also in judgment time. So it's like a double dose, you know? It's very bad. So those of you that are not covered by the Lord, it will be very bad, you know, because these elites, if you're not part of that small satanic club, you're out of there, you know? And then with the Lord, if you're not covered by the Lord, you're just going to be out here. You know, it's very real, you know? It's very, very real. You know, because like, how many of you guys ever, out there ever been like in a fight? You know, it hurts. You know, you get socked in the head or in the mouth, in the face. You get socked in the ribs. It hurts. Can you imagine people actually taking each other out and you witnessing like family members getting taken out and stuff in front of you? You know, neighbors that you know you're cool with. Imagine that. It's gonna. How hard is it when somebody loses somebody that they love or even like hey, that was a cool neighbor, man. Like that was my. Even a friend or a coworker, because you feel like, damn, you know. Or how much more like when you see people being brutally slaughtered, you know, and you can't do nothing, you know. Imagine people getting gunned down, children, you know, grandparents, cousins. It's a very serious ordeal here, you know. But he shall be saved out of it. So that is the little comforting side, because it's not it's not all, you know, just, you know, everybody's done, it's the end of the world, that's it. No, there's hope. Okay, there's light at the end of the tunnel. All right, there is a way, ladies and gentlemen. Akim and Aqua. But he shall be saved out of it. Talking about the elect, which consists of men, women, and children. See? All right, so let's go to Daniel. All right, we're gonna go to Daniel. Let's see here. Bear with me. All right, so this is a precept that links to that uh, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7, what we just read. This is Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. That's the archangel of war, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. So standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites, but only the elect. Okay, because remember when the Lord took all of us from the clutches of Pharaoh in ancient Egypt. Remember the 2/3 when Moses went to he went inside that chariot. They call it Mount Sinai, but those of you out there don't know that Mount Sinai was a chariot. A so-called spaceship, a so-called UFO, a so-called UAP. So Mount Sinai is not an actual location on the earth. Mount Sinai is a spaceship, a so-called UFO. So where Moses received those tablets was inside that spaceship. All right, the vehicles of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the angels. All right, that's just something that you gotta know. Okay, so the 2/3. Remember when Moses came back, the 2/3 they forced Aaron to build him a golden calf. Remember, and then the 2/3 were worshiping a golden calf. Remember, they're and this is all. Imagine, can you imagine? This is after, the Lord plagued ancient Egypt with all those plagues. The darkness. You had the plague of locusts, the frogs, all that. All the firstborn. Remember, like right now, today's the last day of the Passover. At tonight at sundown. All right, because it was a week long. It was from last Thursday sundown until today sundown. Because the real Passover, the Passat, is it's 7 days. Okay, it's a complete 7 days. So right there. So imagine after all those plagues, and then imagine after Moses split the Red Sea, which was up there in the Gulf of Suez. All right, which is the Gulf of Suez. I'll get it real fast for you guys. Let me get it real fast. So right here is the I'll get that location. It is the Gulf. I'll show you guys real fast. Suez. Man. All right, so maps. Let's see how they got it here. Okay, cool. Check it out. So right here is real fast, okay? So right here, the Red Sea. You see, they have it kind of forks off into two. Like it kind of has a fork, right? Because you got the Red Sea, and then it has a fork. See, so at the very top of the Red Sea, it's still connected to the Red Sea, but it's on the top. Can you see it? All right. So on the left, it kind of forks off at the very top. On the left is the Gulf of Suez, and on the right is the Gulf of Aqaba. See, so where we crossed was right there, was the left right there, which was the Gulf of Suez right there. See, so it's still connected to the Red Sea, but it was just a little bit north. That's the actual location, ladies and gentlemen, where we crossed. Right there, the Gulf of Suez. Let's get this picture right here. Check it out. Boom. Right there, okay? So that's the actual location where we crossed. Right there with Moses. All of our people, the Gulf of Suez. See how it kind of forks off? On the right is Gulf of Aqaba, and on the left is the Gulf of Suez. See, so it's not really like the main Red Sea, but it's still connected, but it's just the north of it. See? All right, you can see Egypt's right there, right to the left of it, you see? So that's where we actually crossed, right there. See that? All right. So let me get back to that's just to kind of, show you guys real fast, because I know sometimes a lot of people don't like to do their own research and stuff. I'm just going to show you real fast. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of, bring this, just to bring more weight to it so you can see like, all right, All right. So right here we have yeah, so that's why the Lord is not going to pick up all Israelites, because just because you know that you're an Israelite doesn't mean that you're part of the elect. Remember that. So be like grateful, be thankful in this thing. Don't be humble, don't be humble, Salakia. Don't be proud, you want to be humble. All right, Salat. So this is something that you got to understand, because there's probably billions of Israelites, but only a small number is going to be rescued this time, saved. Because remember what happened last time, when we're in the wilderness. Remember the Lord said, remember 2/3 of our people were, uh, tempting the Lord, saying, can the Lord build a table in the wilderness and all that? This is why the Lord's saying, well, 2/3 of you, I'm not taking 2/3, because remember what happened last time. See, Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. See that? So right here, let's break that down again. Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be. So Michael's the archangel of war. He's third in command, right underneath Yahushai. All right, because the angels are going to be helping the righteous out here. The men, women, and children. Because imagine what all these militaries and weapons. All right, the elect are going to need help, and you guys got help. You're not alone. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, which means for the Israelites, but this time it's only for the elect. Okay, it's only for the elect. So this is why in St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 31, it tells us that the Lord's going to send his angels to gather his elect, because it doesn't say all Israel. It says only the elect. Because remember, the Lord's not coming for all Israel. That's why right there it says the elect. Only the remnant, okay? The great prince which standeth up for the children of thy people. Not all Israelites, remember, just the elect. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So right there, there's going to be a time of trouble, wars, like never before. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. See? So, check it out. Let's get that again. And there shall be a time of trouble, right? Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So, we're entering a time that this world has never seen before. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book. So, yeah, we're entering a time of trouble like never before, but at that time, thy people shall be delivered, meaning saved, rescued, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his angels are going to save the elect, because there's balance. The elites are not just going to grab up and destroy everyone. No. All right? That's a big no right there. Let me get this precept real fast. So right here, Saint Matthew, chapter 24, verse 37, and down to the 39th verse. But as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yahweh Shai. So same thing that happened. Those who were not in that ark, they all got taken out. Same thing right now. If you're not inside that spaceship, if you're not part of that hopeful elect, you're out of there. Only except the top elites who are going to be on reserve for slavery. Same thing. So if you're not on that spaceship, you're out. You know, except that the Lord's not going to bring water. He's going to have these nations launch off their ICBM missiles, and then the angels and the 144,000 are going to go hunt everybody else. Imagine. Verse 38, for as the days of Noah were, before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark. Right, because you have clowns out there that are just going to keep on laughing about it. Like, oh, it's not going to happen in our lifetime and all that. So once the left-hand side starts rolling, they're going to get taken out. Because this place, America, is surrounded with sleeper cells, UN troops, militaries, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 39. All right? Yeah, America should have a show because there's so many spies here. There's so many agents, teams, militaries. America should have a show, you know, who's gonna tear this shit up more. You know, because there's so many people who want to destroy this place. There's even Americans who want to destroy this place. You know, they don't even like it here. Imagine. They should have a show saying they should have a show, like a competition, saying who's gonna tear this shit up more. You know, because everybody's ready to get it in here. It's crazy, you know? Yeah. Because the Chinese shit, they're in here deep. The Russians just don't even start. You know? They should have a show, you know, saying who's gonna tear this place up more, you know? Because, you know, all these teams, they're ready to get it in. You kidding me? They're ready for that green light. They're licking their chops. Shoot, you kidding me or what? This is the last scripture. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 39. And knew not until...
I just won $60,000 for my car crash from this app for my phone.
And knew not until the flood came, see? And took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right there, because, yeah, you know, they were messing around all the way till that rain came. And then what happened? It took them all away. See? So that's pretty much same deal, you know. It's gonna take all of them all the way. You know, for those that don't believe. So with that, stay prayed up. You know, believe in the Lord. Put your trust in the Lord, and know that the elect, you guys are gonna win. Absolutely. Lord willing, I'm part of that hopeful elect. We'll have to see. You know, with that, stay strong on your feet, soldier. Shalom.